What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Talks of War on Savage Arm Wrestling. I am live with Mario Tambakis. If you don't know Mario Tambakis, you've got a problem. This guy is turning heads right now, taking down name by name by name. Mario, if you want to take about 30 seconds, do a little bit, talk about yourself, go right ahead, man.
I guess my name's Mario. I'm from Australia. I'd say I'm in like the top three in Australia at this point in time overall. And I like traveling internationally in arm wrestling, and I've had a lot of success so far. So yeah, that's really it.
So far you've been destroying opponents that they've been giving you on Knuckles Up. You've taken down their main promotion right now, Jason, which was crazy.
Yeah.
A crazy match, which we'll come back to that because there's a little referee I had an interview with a couple of little minutes ago, and she had something to talk about that. Not just that match, but your last match with a world champion that you
I don't know how to explain it. It was like a tough match to ref.
Which was a crazy match. I don't think a lot of us saw it going the way it did.
And I wasn't expecting it either. So I'm in the same boat.
But how does it feel like being invited to that promotion and being put in those matches that you have and having the momentum that you have right now, right? Taking down two big stars for them, and they're throwing another big one at you, which is Ron Bath, right-handed. Yeah. That has to be stressful.
It's not. It's actually exciting. And that goes with every other match that I received so far. So Jason and Plummet. In terms of like how do I feel? It's like a dream come true. It genuinely is. Like my dream was to be a paid athlete at some stage or in any capacity. And literally, I am a paid athlete now. I could literally say that. So it's like one of my dreams have been fulfilled thanks to, Chris and Will at Knuckles Up and obviously everybody else behind the scenes.
I can agree with that. That's everybody's dream. It's my dream to be a paid YouTuber, and thanks to them, I've made $1.39.
You've been paid, sir. You've been paid. You're a paid YouTuber.
So with Ron Bath coming up, and I always throw up a little bit of a poll, right?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it kicked sideways real quick. I will say that because at the beginning, you can see that like my Australian followers, my Asian followers had a lot to throw in with you, especially with your recent event where you took on Japan's #1 and you pulled a 3-0. Now, I will say I don't think he came into it fully motivated and mind on the prize because I expected you to come in as strong as you did and ready as you did.
I mean, let's look at it this way. Like we were both drinking till about 4 a.m. that same morning. So I'm like, we were equally as ready as we could have been. I think.
Well, right now the community has it at about a 50. Well, we'll say about 60-40 breakdown.
Yeah. I'd go with that.
Ron Bath taking it.
Yeah, right? I mean that's the general consensus. Honestly, it's like I'm probably strong enough to slow him down, but he will take it in the end because he's got just ridiculous amounts of endurance.
So you're feeling that he's going to come in. Your horsepower is going to take it in the beginning, and if it ends up being an endurance match, you're kind of feeling that it's going to go in his favor.
No, that's the consensus. Me,
That's
I
the
think I'm gonna
consensus.
win.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's the consensus. That's a better way to
Yeah,
put it. All right. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think I'm
Um,
still gonna come in on top, but I think it's gonna be. I'm also hoping it's gonna be a grueling freaking death war. Like I
hell
want
yeah,
it to be
that's
that.
exactly what I'm
I
looking forward
I,
to.
I want it to be because it's the battles you remember. It's not the results. I mean,
Yeah.
some results are good, but I don't know. Like I prefer to walk out of there without my arm working. Like
Mhm.
that's how I feel.
Give me 1 second. All right. Making sure our live was working. I've had a little bit of, nervousness with this one. Last time I tried to do our Toshiyuki live, things didn't work out. I'm just making sure we're live again because, but yeah,
No, you're good.
that's what I think a lot of us want to see, and that's something that has been proven in the past. Like works, a lot of people go in thinking these knuckles up matches, they're going to be a little one sided. They end up being this crazy war, and that's what I'm expecting.
Mm,
I'm expecting both of you to go straight into the middle, and we're going to have this crazy all out hook war. And
yeah.
let's be honest, that's what we all
Hell
love.
yeah. Hell yeah.
That's what we all love. Um,
Just thinking about it, I'm like getting all giddy.
um, let's take a step back though. What was your mindset? Because you just recently came to Japan. You just recently had a battle with Toshiyuki. What was
Yeah.
your mindset going into that match? Um, as I think you took it a little bit more serious than he did. Um,
Yeah, I'd say so from what like just from what he was like how he expressed himself in the lead up. Yeah, I'd say so. I'd
so,
say
what was
so.
your overall mindset coming into it when you had planned to come to Japan and you had this match with him?
Um, I didn't necessarily peak for it. All I did was just maintain I guess, my training regime from Plum to Toshi.
Mhm.
There was really no difference or no drop off or anything like that. But the mindset was there. It's just I had a plan and I executed it. I just
Mhm.
kept repeating like I just have to stop him from pronating. That's all I have to do. That's my only goal.
Shut
And yeah,
down
it
the.
worked. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I will say that your face when there was your execution was flawless. You shut down
Mm.
his pronation, and you stayed away from the strap.
Oh yeah.
The moment that you let him have the strap, and you guys were like, "Oh, hey, yeah, let's do one. Let's go straight to the strap."
Hmm.
What was the difference? Because your face was like, um, wasn't initially shocked, but I will say it was like an oh crap moment. Like when you
Yeah.
tried to hit sideways, what was different that you felt?
I so the plan was when I put the strap when we put the strap on, I was just trying to take hand control and see if I could just do anything. So I had complete hand control. If you look
Yep.
back at the footage, I was in a top row position in the center of the table with
Yep.
height. And then I had all that, and my arm just fucking flew down to the pad. He literally was like 30% stronger in the strap, which is ridiculous. I've never
So,
ever felt that before.
well, that's what he's known for. Is just for some reason he's just no hand in the strap. The guy's a
Yeah,
monster, right?
it's ridiculous.
But I
It
will say
really
your
is.
your execution, your technique was flawless prior.
Mm.
Well, I could probably say that your execution in the strap was great too. It's just that's where this man is a monster.
Yeah, it's just I just wasn't strong enough. Literally, that's there's no technique or anything behind it. It's just I wasn't strong enough. And the guy's a monster in the strap.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm excited. I'm really excited for his match at Knuckles because the guy's versing it's Nick Stone, right?
Yes.
He's a fucking beast. Like he's so strong. But if I'm hoping he can get to the strap. Toshi can get to the strap, and then I need to see what happens. Like I have no idea what happens after that.
Oh yeah.
It's exciting.
Ugh. So I've seen footage of him um, with Jerry and Jerry flop wrist pressing and Nick being able to hold it in some positions.
Yeah.
Makes me wonder because the pressure is going to be a little bit different, I will say, because
Hmm.
but I do know both of them utilize pronation as they're going down, right?
Yeah.
It's just um, Jerry's is more of like a direct down pressure,
Yes.
and
Essentially, it's
Shido,
like a tricep press to the peg,
yeah,
and yeah, Shishido's like a think of like just a longer levered Todzilla roll in a strap.
yeah. That's
Mm,
what I was comparing it to, and I was just like, I wonder how that's going to work with him having that much power to be able to, and not in every position, but in some positions, being able
it's
to
true.
slow down Jerry.
Yeah,
Um,
you need a lot of power for that. That's for sure.
so now, um, looking at your, because I will say that the community is now looking at something, right? As an arm wrestling community, you have a match with Ron Bath, right, coming up,
Hmm.
right, right-handed.
Yeah.
Now, we're not going to talk to the negatives, right? Of the potential, like, oh, you could win, you could lose, right?
Yeah.
But that is a possibility there. But let's talk towards if you win, right?
Mm,
Um, there was a match that recently happened. It was left-handed, right? But it did
yeah.
recently happen, and it was on the thumbnail between Ron Bath and Andre
Yeah.
Sharkovich. Did you happen to see that?
I did. I watched it, and it went exactly how I thought it would go.
Yeah.
Honestly, like left-handed, Andre is a beast, freaking
Right.
beast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, there is a small expectation that from this match, the winner might get Andre.
Yeah. To me, that makes the most sense, and if I win, like that's who I'd want next.
Who you want
I think,
next?
yeah, I think I think it's a great progression
Mhm,
because it's still in my eyes, Andre is stronger than Ron at this stage.
mhm.
So it just makes sense to me. Yeah.
That is great to hear that that's where you're expecting it, and that's where I think the community thinks it's going to go now, especially with what just
Yeah.
recently happened. I
Hmm.
can tell you, I didn't expect it to be so one-sided. Um,
Okay.
um, outside of the strap, right? Because in the strap, I did
Yeah.
think there was going to be, and it was. There looked like there was a little bit more of a stop, a little bit more control. But outside of the
Hmm.
strap, it looked very one-sided.
Yeah.
Um,
Just complete
I do think it
domination.
would be a little bit different right-handed, but
Hmm.
um, I didn't expect it to be so one-sided. Um,
Yeah, that's fair. Like a lot of people, like you can't not back Ron as well, right?
oh yeah.
He's got that X factor. He's like he's one of the goats. You can't not back him. Like he's yeah.
Exactly. And I did not see it going that way completely.
Mm.
And I can't shut him out for your guys' match, you know. Um,
Yeah, I know.
I know that I have an 8-year-old in the other room, you know, that is rooting for you.
Hell
Um,
yes.
she's already expressed it. She's like, I'm gonna stay up and I'm gonna watch the match. You know, I want to see Mario win. And I was like, well, you know, it's gonna be a banger. It's gonna be a rough one, you know.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely gonna be a show.
And so she's gonna be rooting for you, man.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
know how many people in the community know that my middle child, she's a big arm wrestling fan. She arm wrestles herself. Um, the second you Ron is probably the second greatest USA pooler of all
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that as
Definitely.
well.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the moment you gripped up with my daughter,
Yeah.
massive fan now. I'm pretty sure
Like I
she'd
was saying
lie.
before, dude, she's gifted. Like she's got huge hands and she's strong for her age.
Yeah,
Like that's crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy. She's built different, man.
yeah. She's
A bright future.
she's got her eyes on that in the future, man.
Hell yeah.
Like this event means a lot to me too. Let's go ahead and jump into this right here. This event right here, the Knuckles Up event, already like probably one of the biggest Knuckles Up events that they had, mainly because they are the high five. This is the 5th one they've got going on. This ain't even the full list. This is just a piece of it that I was able to pass so far. They've got, as you said, Nick Stone and Toshiyuki. And what's crazy about that one's Toshi was the one who was like, hey, I went in on it. Let me come back. And they got Nick Stone.
I mean, look at his. Think about Toshi's first match. Like, how fucking crazy was that?
Oh yeah,
the comeback.
Oh. And then nobody expected the Madurengi to be so one-sided. I understand Madurengi got injured, but holy crap!
Yeah, I know. But you put your elbow on that table, and like whatever happens, happens. The result remains the same.
Yeah. The fact, but what's crazy about it is, yes, Madurengi got injured, but it was Toshi's crazy. I almost want to be like it's not suicidal, but like it's just I'm willing to destroy myself side pressure that caused Madurengi to get injured.
Yeah, it's literally zero fucks given side pressure. It's just whatever happens, happens.
And it blows my mind that like I can tell you I've talked to Chris, I've talked to Will about it. No one expected it to go that way. And now he's becoming the star. You're becoming a massive star on the Knuckles Up screen. We got Jason on this card. We got Sarah and Ellen, which now I'm being crazy excited about. I thought it was like a nice battle for Sarah, but
it's going to be tough for Sarah. Judy, it's going to be a tough day.
Oh yeah, Judy was talking Ellen up.
Yeah,
I mean, like she's destroying people. She said that there was a champion. There's a champion that's on East versus West that she was beating, right? And now she's gonna come and take on Sarah. And I was like, well, I wasn't following, like
yeah.
Now I'm like, I gotta look this person up,
Yeah, it's crazy that Ellen is a beast.
Yeah,
like we already know Sarah's like a household name in arm wrestling, but like Ellen's a beast.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good one for sure. I'm hoping that's the order too. By the way, I'm just looking at the list.
So it's like definitely not gonna be the order. Let's be honest. That's not gonna be the order. You got all these stars at the front of the list, right? That is, you guys aren't going first. I know that takes the weight off your guys' shoulders. You guys can just enjoy it does. But
because we can really enjoy the show.
Happen. Let's be honest.
It's such a great card too. I'd love to just be like, all right, match is done. I can't feel my arm. It's great. Get a couple of drinks in me and then watch Ryan and Tom Holland, because that's gonna be wild. Tom and Ryan will be fucking wild. I know that for a fact. Jason Bogdan, I don't know. I have zero idea. I'm going more towards Bogdan because Bogdan's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts anyway? I was like,
I was about to get to that. I was about to ask you what match were you looking forward to watching besides your own? All of them. All of them.
I can't pick. I think, look, GQ Min and Paul Passmore is going to be possibly a wild match.
Oh yeah,
because I've watched Paul in the past and he's crazy good, and Ji Hyun is insane.
Yeah, and Paul is so humble. He's such a humble person.
I hate it. He's too nice.
Yeah, I had him on the channel, and he's so grateful to be invited, right? And you watched it. Why didn't you say anything, man? You got to jump in the chat.
No, I watched it after it was done.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
He's such a humble man. I am I know I've seen him. I saw him before his injury, and it's an amazing thing. It's a great thing to see him coming back, and I am
Hmm.
so grateful to Knuckles Up to give him the opportunity. I got a couple other athletes like I really want to see them be able to have that opportunity to step up. You know,
Yeah.
um, one of them I showed you in Japan. Another dude who just goes sideways, doesn't give a fuck.
Hell yeah, dude. We need more of that. We need more of that.
Yeah. I showed it to you. It's that little guy, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I remember.
yeah,
It's crazy.
yeah.
He's strong as fuck. It's crazy.
Just yells and goes sideways. But yeah, I think that match is going to be a good one. I was your match is like one of the ones I'm looking forward to, but it's just Jason and Bogdan. Man, I feel like that match is going to be.
It's gonna be
Gonna be
Flash City, dude. Flash City. That's how that's what I'm predicting.
yeah,
I'm like I really want Jason to win because I really like Jason.
yeah.
But
Um,
Bogdan's a what's it called? Like a proven athlete. Like he's won his last 18 super matches straight. Like
yeah. But I'm like,
yeah.
bro, Knuckles Up is the place where proven athletes are already getting like humbled, right?
I
What
know.
about your
Yeah.
match, right? You were proven, you the dude you faced, proven
Yeah.
world champion,
Yeah,
proven,
no one
and
was like no one was expecting me to win. Like even guys from here, like in Australia, weren't expecting
yeah,
me to win. You know
it
what I
was a
mean?
it was a match that was like really meant to test you and where your level was at. I don't think anybody expected for it to be go the way it went. It may have gone fouls, but it was you that pushed him to go that far to fouling.
Yeah, like honestly, during the match, I was hoping we'd go on a hook together. To be honest, because I just want to see what happens, right?
Yeah,
And you know what? I was like playing it. It was almost like a bluff. Like who knew? I don't know if I was strong enough to hold it because his top roll was insane.
yeah,
Like holding it from center was almost impossible. If I didn't hit first and just sink his pronation slightly
yeah,
off the go, I don't think I would have been able to like stop it, to be honest.
yeah. But now that
Yeah.
I've got a referee's perspective, right? I would hate to be up on that stage with Jason and Bogdan because I know it's going to come with it being Flash City, right? Like the way you're predicting it, right? It's going to
Hmm.
come down to that setup, right?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
These are
And
set up freaks as well.
yeah. And it's going to come down to those like minute little grips. And it's going to be hard to be like, what's a fair setup? Because they're both going to be
Yeah.
fighting for every little piece.
I know for a fact Bogdan is good to set up with, and that's
Mhm.
what I've been told by even by Judy. She said
Yeah.
Bogdan's amazing to set up with. Like he's super comfortable and relaxed. Jason, on the other hand, is a fucking nightmare to set up with, and I'm speaking from experience.
Well,
So it's like,
I'm getting it two ways, right? I hear sometimes Jason is a godsend, like he's so easy to set up with, but other times it's the other guy that's such a nightmare to set up with him. Like from Judy's perspective, um, it was you and Jason. Jason was a nightmare, right?
yeah,
Both of you guys were fighting for everything, which is understandable, right?
yeah.
But
Because
Jason was the
I'll give
nightmare.
you something. Let me tell you something. In that
But then
match,
you and
in
you,
that Jason match, he was blatantly loading up like we could say like fucking 100 pounds of back pressure the entire time. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? Like,
you're supposed to wink at the
it's
string.
yeah, yeah. I was so nervous too, right? I was so nervous. Like I was first time on a big stage,
Yeah.
so I was yeah, it was nerve wracking. But anyway,
And then you were a nightmare in your last match.
nah, it's bullshit. That was all planning, dude.
um,
Uh,
but
No,
yeah,
she said the same thing to me. Pauline, I felt sorry for Paulina, really, like because she was head reffing our match.
yeah, yeah,
I think I know why too now. Honestly, I think because I was gripping nice and low, Like you
Yeah.
see how far down I was literally grabbing his wrist.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Well, from a technical point of view, it makes sense. You know, you're trying to
Yeah.
stop him from getting anything, and he's trying to rise as high as he can, and it's like, ah, man.
Yeah, I mean, he could rise as much as he wanted. Didn't really matter at that stage because it's
Oh
like
yeah.
I'm stopping your pronation at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
Well,
It's good.
unfortunately, it came down to fouls, and I don't think anybody wanted to see that.
We had one proper match. It was the second round.
Yeah,
Thankfully, I could still control center and get the pin like legitimately. So that was good.
yeah. But I feel like in your next event that you guys could start like this, and it wouldn't matter. You both would be happy. Just let's just go. Let's
No,
just start it up.
I heard Ron's like an absolute gentleman to set up with, and
Yeah.
I've gripped him. He came here in 2018 when I was a year and a half in, pretty much into the sport. Um, yeah, like he was a gentleman, and he probably gave me the best piece of advice too for arm wrestling out of everybody I've met. So it was good. So it's a bit surreal that I went from like absolutely I admire him. Like he's an amazing arm wrestler. He harbors all the qualities of an arm wrestler I want to be.
Yeah.
You know, um, yeah, it's surreal that I get to verse him in about a month and a half
Yeah.
on a big stage over 5 rounds. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine, man. Like I was with I know I keep bringing my Judy live up, but that was just a different type of interview, man. It was like
Mm,
a whole different perspective and a whole different way to think about it. Because I was
hmm.
talking to her about it, and she works with all these crazy athletes, and I was like, "How do you not get starstruck a little bit sometimes?" And she's like, "Well,
Yeah.
I don't, these people reach out to
Hold on?
me, and
Didn't she referee the Lavana Vitaly match? Like
yes,
that
and she said,
crazy ass match?
yeah."
Yeah.
And the matches, she was like, "Oh yeah, what one of the most stressful matches I had was Ongrabayev and Rubnik," and I was like, "Oh my god, that match!" like,
Yeah, that's on repeat at my house. Like that
oh my
match
god,
specifically.
that match was. I was holding my breath. I remember like being like just like that's back before I truly started competing and like really arm wrestling. It was where I was just a fan of the sport, because I was still
Yeah.
wrestling.
Yep.
But that match was a holy match, right?
Fucking wild, dude.
Yeah.
It was like technical mastery, right? It's like the
Yeah, they're
highest
both
level arm
like,
wrestling you'll ever see.
yeah, and both of them are so big in the setup and oh man.
It's a
And the
fucking beautiful
explosiveness
match.
from
Yep.
Ongabayev and
Yep.
the ability to like stop and make the match the long game match by Rubnik and
Exactly.
uh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So, what kind of advice did Ron give you that's better than the? Because you've had a couple of big athletes out there in Australia.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We had I guess we had Devon come the
yeah.
following year.
Mhm.
Like Devon has his own style of arm wrestling, which it's good, but I just don't resonate with it, right?
Oh, I
But
agree.
what? Mm.
Being an athlete as well, it's just his perspective has changed so much over the years that it's
Hmm.
really it just doesn't speak to me as much as like some of um, the European style.
The more methodical, right?
Yeah,
More methodical and more like numbers approach to arm
yeah,
wrestling.
and
Yeah,
his style is like he cuts it down to like two movements, and I can't really disagree with pronation being a big aspect of arm wrestling, but
yeah,
I don't feel like it's 100% everything.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
yeah,
Um, anyway, coming back to Ron and what he said. At that time, I wasn't really doing arm wrestling specific training. I was
mhm,
basically just at the gym and on the table,
yeah,
on the table a couple days a week. But at that time, he said, from now on, what you need to do to get better at arm wrestling is very simple. Put your arm on the table, keep it straight, and every time you initiate like a sparring session,
mhm.
start with a straight wrist. And if you're stronger than your opponent, hold that center position. That's it. That's all he said. He said just simulate a match every single time. Don't start in like these crazy positions because basically like 70% of the battle in arm wrestling is going from center to
Mhm.
pin. It's
Yeah.
always starts from center. So you can't just be in a side hook. You can't start there. It's
Oh,
not
you can't start.
realistic. Yeah, you can't start there. So don't do that in sparring. It's just
Yeah.
simulate arm
I didn't
wrestling
know there
during
was another way
sparring.
to start because Japanese arm wrestling, everybody just starts right there in the center and or with you and your wrist back. Like
Yeah,
they're
of
trying to take
course.
everything from you before they even start. So
There you go. Yeah. Yeah, but like that was like done perfect. So I did that for another year, and then all of a sudden I started winning all of these state titles, like in Australia.
oh man.
And then I sort of progressed into more specific training and all that afterwards. But like that piece of advice sort of launched me into my next phase of arm wrestling, which is I'm still thankful to him to this day. Like he doesn't know how much it affected me.
Yeah, it's a little bit different perspective than the Japanese. Well, Japanese arm wrestling, I don't know if you've realized it. A lot of them don't lift weights. There's a very few that do, and when they do explain
Yeah.
it, they're like, "Oh, well, because I want to stand out, I want to be different." And for them to explain that they want to be different, and the reason and what makes them different is the fact that they lift weights. It shows that arm wrestling in Japan is still all on the table.
it's
Which,
it's still it's still fairly like in terms of its commitment and knowledge, it's still fairly, I guess, what's the word for it? It's like not novice, but the next above that. Like I would say Australia is still it's going from its novice stage to its next stage in arm
yeah,
wrestling. Like our quality or the quality of arm wrestlers have gone up because a majority of our guys, our top guys in every weight class, combine weights in the gym,
mm.
arm wrestling specifics, and diligent training on the sparring table.
Oh yeah,
So we are progressing in that stage. So I can see that Japan is not far from that. Like
Mhm.
really not far from that.
Yeah. But right now, there's still a lot of them. Many of the athletes. What's up, Aaron? Just thanks for dropping in.
Aaron Castillo, hell yeah, dude. How are you?
Um, we're just talking about arm wrestling training and how it's a little bit different here in Japan. Um, but yeah, the community's still out here primarily. Eventually, I see them making the shift more towards traditional, where you have like it's a healthy mix. Um, but I can tell you that a lot of them still just do that. They die on the table in practice. They throw it all out there and they break themselves in practice. They can't really train for the next couple of days or anything, and then they break themselves again in practice. Um, and it's really funny
I
because
think
like
I
I
think
had to get
that's yeah.
I
Sorry,
had to
go on.
level up ridiculously just where I can go to a practice, have enough left in me where I can leave practice, go home, and still like have 2-3 days to train, and then
I
and then
think it works to a degree. You
mm,
can't it's like you will cap out. Like you won't get better at a certain point if you keep
yeah,
doing that. So that's
yeah.
where weights come in.
Yeah, it's really starting to show, right? I'm starting to show that separation, and now I got people interested on my team at least. And I'm
Yeah,
really starting to expand beyond that because I
that's
have some
great.
other as I'm starting to put on events, I got other athletes coming down.
Hmm.
Um, I'm trying, man. I'm trying to like,
No, that's awesome. All it takes is one person to start that sort of trend, and all of a
yeah,
sudden everybody else will be doing the same.
um,
You know?
yeah. Um, we got a is Yoshi kind of an anomaly in the Japanese scene then? I will say that no. It's just that he became such a big gap in strength
Hmm.
that his ability to train on the table was reflecting of weights. So people would like I have footage of people like two arming with bands and like pulling sideways, and it's basically like him training side pressure, and then have somebody like hold him like this, and it's basically training a cup because he had became so strong that him pulling with regular athletes was him like, oh, yep, you're 15 pounds, come here. You're like 35 pounds, you come here.
Yeah, I get you. So that's diligent sparring right there. That's diligent sparring. It's almost drill-like. You're doing drills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why that's what made Yoshi what he was. I actually have footage that I had set on prior to his match with it was really like those moments where it's like hard to be a little bit to be a YouTuber and have like information on athletes, but you're really questioning like, should I post this, right? Because this could be the game. This could be the changing moment of the match, right?
Yeah.
I knew prior to the match that Yoshi had a King's move. I knew that Yoshi had a King's move that he could apply side pressure through. And I knew that it would be a game changer in the match. And the fact that even Todzilla was like kind of shocked a little bit that Yoshi had a King's move made me feel like it was probably better that I didn't post that prior to the event because it wasn't it became a factor in the match.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. It's like insider information.
Yeah. And it's one of those moments I was like, ugh, it's great footage, but should I? I don't know.
Well, I think do it obviously after the match, right? That surely you would have posted up.
Yeah.
People are interested in seeing Yoshi now. Like after that match, it was insane. Like I'm a big fan of Todzilla, and watching him go 3-2 with Yoshi, like it was awesome. Fucking legend.
Yeah. He's another one of those like just shut up and go sideways.
You couldn't take the grin off my face, like even if you tried.
No, yeah.
I'm like watching that entire match.
Yeah,
it was insane.
And it's really like making a lot of the Japanese community feel like oh fuck, I gotta perform, man. I gotta put it out there.
Yeah, and it should too.
Oh yeah, like we have Yashiko Yasu heading to Knuckles Up, and she's like, she's turning that gear again to get fully ready.
Time.
Yeah, she's like, well, she's like, we got Toshi performing, we got Yoshi going over there, and from nowhere taking on like high world level athletes. She's like, I really gotta turn it back on. Which is another funny moment. So she competed in Worlds back in I think it was 2009, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she has this picture that she plans on trying to recreate with Ron Bath. So she has a picture from her back when 2009 of her and Ron Bath, right? And she's trying to recreate that picture.
Oh, yeah, why not? 2009 was 15, almost 15 plus years. Yeah. That'd be awesome, man. Yeah, surely.
Yeah. It's like him with him and her with a smile on her face,
Yeah.
But I feel like your goal should be to make sure that he doesn't have a smile on his face.
Nah, I think we'll both. If the match goes the way I hope it does, we're both gonna have fucking smiles on our faces.
Oh yeah.
Our arms won't work, but we'll be smiling.
Oh yeah. Well, definitely, man. I feel like when you have a real good match, it's just it doesn't matter if you win or lose. Sometimes it's just we both die.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, it's literal zero regrets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a common thought with people who go inside and you end up with somebody else who goes inside. I feel like it's a little bit of a challenge sometimes when you pull with somebody who's outside because it becomes those micro things. Like, oh man, maybe, if he had just a little bit, in the beginning or, I think it's more on their side, because it becomes such a methodical setup game. Right.
Yeah.
Whereas when you have two guys that just go straight inside and just put it all, they die in that hook.
Yeah. It's like simplicity is being simple is better in arm wrestling, in my opinion. Don't overthink it too much, except for a simple game plan you can execute regardless of your position or like regardless of how you feel. You don't have to like have these strict conditions to execute what you want to do.
Mm.
Just it's just arm wrestling to me is very simple in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't have nothing against it. I really feel like I compare it to like a gladiator, right? It's like come into the center of the the arena with a sword
Yeah, just bang in
or
the
a
middle.
spear, right? I feel like the spear is like the top roller. They're trying to set up their angles. They're really trying to
Hmm.
come in with this real deep methodic strategy, and the
Yeah.
person with the sword's just coming in to brutally go to battle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Uh,
it. That's it. Like, I don't know, and you get really fucking cool matches in hooks. So that's another thing. Right?
yeah. So, Aaron jumping in the chat. One of the teammates, Nikita, visited Japan a month or two ago and got to pull with one of the teams there. Quite enjoyed the experience. Oh yeah, man. The teams here. Well, I hope you can hold your alcohol, but the teams are great.
Yeah.
But they're so welcoming. They're so kind. I can tell you from my experiences when I've traveled, and I've lived here for a long time. Mario can tell you from his experience as well.
Mm,
They're so kind. They accept you. They have you. They're welcoming.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
great experience.
They literally treat you like family. It's so fucking awesome. So awesome.
Yeah.
I literally cannot wait to come back.
Oh
I
yeah.
cannot wait.
Oh yeah. February? Was it February? I think that's when.
Yeah.
I think that's
You
when I
mentioned
got.
something about February.
Yeah, I think that's when things going down. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
we got a couple members from the High Five coming out here. I put the whispers in Mario's ear, trying to get Mario to come out here as well. I got I'm getting the car ready. I got I'm putting the word out there, and I got a couple places that we're gonna hit up. We're gonna go on a rampage.
Nice. Yeah.
Um,
I could probably sneak out for like 4 days in Australia. Yeah. I think I could pull that off.
Yeah, I plan on taking you to trying to see if I can get you guys down to Yoshinobu's team, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
We're
I
gonna
need to grip that
I'll
man.
tell you, those dudes are big. Those are some big boys.
It's all good.
Uh,
It's all good.
and if we don't die there, I got a couple other teams on the list that we're gonna go. And
Hell yeah. That's
I
awesome.
know, I know Yasi, one of the big. She sits on the board for, I think it's JAF,
Okay, yeah.
or one of the two, Jawa or JAF, Japanese Arm
Okay.
Wrestling Association and Japanese Arm Wrestling Federation.
Yep.
We're divided just like the rest of the world, unfortunately. But we're talking about it. Might have a nice little thing set up for you guys.
Man, yeah.
I think
Like
she's.
I said, can't wait.
I can't. I'm pretty sure her eyes are more targeted towards Chris and getting Chris's eyes on a couple other big athletes in Japan.
Yep.
But they ain't gonna stop me from dragging you down to Yoshi's part of the woods.
Yeah, dude. Hell yes. Hell yes. I'm just excited to meet him, honestly. He's such a cool character.
Yeah. I got my I'm probably gonna get I got a strongman friend out here, Big Dan Harrison. Dude's yoked. He does
Hell yeah.
presses, and I'm gonna drag him out too.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna tell him he's got to get a little bit, at least get his arm warmed up. He's been training for a big strongman event. It should be passed. So by February he should be warmed back up into the get his arm all ready.
Yeah.
He's a lefty
Exactly.
though.
Yes. That's fine.
Drag him out there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Always excited to meet new people.
Big old nasty flop wrist presser. God, man.
Brutal. Yeah. I hate flop wrist presses,
Hey, wait, what you're talking like that?
Yeah, I know. That's all I got on my left.
I got live footage of that shit.
I know. I know. It's just such a fucking as an opponent, it's the
Yeah.
worst style to deal with. Especially
Oh yeah.
someone who can execute it really fast, like it's
Yeah.
super explosive. It's just the worst.
Oh, just the worst.
It's just the worst to deal
So
with. Anyway.
I was prompted to ask you. We're not going to drop any names here. I'm not going to drop a name. Who's your favorite referee?
It's got to be Judy. Like she let me get away with so much shit with Jason.
Yeah, she said if there
Like,
was any other answer, we'd have problems.
we'd have problems. Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. I still haven't watched the interview yet because I just
Oh
obviously
yeah.
like woke up.
Oh yeah.
So
And that's one of the
yeah,
things
no.
I got from there. I was like, one of the big ones was who's the worst to deal with on the stage, and she's like, well, you know who you are, and I was like, we got to get a name. We got to get a name, right? I'm gonna get one name out of you. There's a bunch of times where she wouldn't give me a name, which I fully understand, you know.
She better not drop my name.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. You got your name. She's like, oh yeah, it was the hardest match was Mario and Plowman. And I was like, I knew it was Mario or Jason. Because you guys were a nightmare a couple times, like on both like a couple of your matches. And then
Yeah,
she went in to tell like some of the nitty-gritty stuff about that match. And how it was
yeah.
rough. And it wasn't even her who was doing the
I
was
know.
doing the
Nah,
refing.
I gotta say, like Paulina, like really pulled through on my
Yeah,
match with Plymouth. I
yeah.
felt so bad for her. Like she did awesome. You know what? It's like it's got to be her and Judy like equally. Like they're great referees. They're really easy to deal with. To you know, yeah, and they weren't just like straight up fucking fouling me, which was nice. I got some warnings.
So Aaron dropping another question. Mario, are you basically in training mode until January now? Are there any Aussies coming to WA states this year?
Yes to the training mode till January, and no, not this year to Washington State. Like I was very keen to go, but I just couldn't get work off. So yeah, but I'll definitely be in Arizona next year. I'm already planning ahead for that, just to have my subcontractors fucking free to cover my ass when I go to Arizona. Because like I miss my buddy Tim from Arm Sports, so like missing out on Washington State, like I've gone there every year since 2021, I think. Yeah, since 20,
Oh wow.
2021. Yeah, yeah, it sucks that I'm missing it this year, but I'll definitely be at Arizona. So yeah, and maybe
Yeah.
I'll bring a crew this time too of some Aussies, some really good 176s. I think this time,
Well,
really
you
good
swing by Japan and
176s.
pick up somebody.
Yeah, sure thing. No worries.
Man, so you're like in constant travel, like to all these events across the world now. So how's it? So you became international. You became international paid. What's next? What's your next big wicket?
Uh, that's a good question. I don't really have I just want to have good matches. That's really it.
Mm,
I want to have good matches. I want to reach I guess, I'm already on the world stage. Like Knuckles Up is
yeah,
in a fucking awesome promotion. So
yeah,
what's more after that? Like I just want to have crazy matches and leave like a really good legacy behind, I guess,
mm,
or create my own legacy moving forward. You know, and I think
yeah.
Plowman kicked it off. This match with Ron Barth will determine what sort of course it will take.
Mhm.
But you know, I'm still young too, so I still have time to like have matches with everybody. You know, yeah. It's not like there's no real goal. It's just it's a broad goal, I guess.
Yeah. Aaron said he's going to miss you guys.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Aaron, we have a good time every time he's at one of Tim's events.
Yeah, I can see that. So you don't have any aspirations to gain a world title of some sorts.
Look, it's right now. I don't know if I can see myself getting a world title. Like maybe it's a self-confidence thing or like a
Mhm.
self-esteem thing, but I still feel like I'm a nobody. You know that? Like
Oh yeah.
I just feel like I'm just a I, I'm new to this, right? I'm new to the getting these opportunities and getting this sort of attention. It's great, but I'm like I put and as an example, I put Plum on such a high pedestal. Like I didn't think I would have a chance, but I trained my ass off for it, and it's still surreal to this day that I won. I
Yeah.
don't believe it, you know. Um,
Better goddamn believe it, man. Like,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's like a weird limbo. I'm in a weird limbo at the moment. I'm like, I've got to accept it, and and I think I do have a shot at a world title, but it's hard for me to see it.
yeah,
Like at this stage in my career, I
yeah,
would love to. I'd love to be on that stage.
yeah.
Regardless of which promotion. I'm hoping Knuckles up, but
So
and
I
the
want
way
you to know
they
right now,
and the way they're
those
moving forward too, it
that
feels like they
strategy,
will have that.
that
Sorry,
mindset is
sorry.
going to come for like a big loop for you soon, right? Because right now
Mhm.
you've had these targets, right? That you're like you see this athlete, they're the goal, right? Well, now you're going to
Yeah.
start to see that shift where there's going to be these other athletes and you're the goal, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, because
Like
there's going to be people coming
I've
to the
experienced
stage.
that at a local level, right here in
Yeah,
Australia. I've experienced that, but like at a world level, no. This is
yeah.
like that's weird. That's
Yeah,
weird, right?
that's what's going to be. That's what's coming now. Especially, I can see it in the future of your Knuckles Up career that people are going to be getting the invite and they're going to be like, "I want Mario," right?
Oh hell
They're
yeah,
going to be the ones calling you out.
I'm down. Like I told Will and Chris, it's like I rather not have a choice who my next opponent is.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, it's like I have like maybe Andre's the exception because I think it makes a lot of fucking sense.
yeah,
Makes a lot of sense. And progression wise, it's perfect. But like
Mhm.
even if they just turn around and said, "Fuck you, you're getting on Gabayev as a comeback match," I'm like, "Oh fuck, all right, let's do that."
Put my
I'll
big
like
left hand on.
as crazy and as it sounds, I'd be like, "Fuck yes," I'm like,
Yeah,
sure.
that's one of those things where I'm kind of fishing like Japan is the as a nice secondary spot for Knuckles Up, right?
Yeah, because of
I'm throwing
travel
it out there.
restriction, there's like no
The
travel
travel you
restrictions.
can bring Kazakhstan can come here. There's other,
Yeah, hell yeah.
and so it becomes a possibility that these athletes can come out here where they couldn't go to other locations.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right. And all of a sudden you have access to like some insane fucking pullers, like some AMC pullers. Like those guys are ridiculous. And you
yeah,
could slot them anywhere in the world and they'd be right there in the top three, top four in their
yeah,
given weight categories.
yeah. You know, um, just putting a little whispers in the ear. We're trying
Yeah.
things. Maybe it would be easier to see if you tried pulling at Worlds, WAF, or IFA. Could give a better perspective to help realize your world level. I feel like that would be true for you, but
Yeah.
I don't want to see you get mixed up in those goddamn politics, man.
That's one thing that really put me off. We had a guy here go to Worlds in, where was it? It was Kazakhstan.
Yeah,
And he competed in the junior category. Not only did he have to spend insane amount of money just to get there from Australia, he
yeah,
also had to go to the host hotel, otherwise he wouldn't be allowed to compete. He had to pay these exorbitant registration fees, which amounted to more than $1,200 Australian registration fees.
yeah,
I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, no, I'm not doing that. There's no
yeah,
way. Like, as much as I would love to, and that was my aspiration to win WAF Worlds, but look at what it's become. It's so watered down. Like the East West West athletes that compete there, they'll compete left only.
yeah,
So who's left in the right arm? Like,
yeah,
it's like, what's the fucking point? What's the
yeah,
point?
yeah, yeah. You're right.
IFA is a little bit different, but like you get banned. You can get banned by WAF by in being involved with IFA.
Mhm.
Plus, I like to help out my AA, like the AAF Federation, Australian Arm Wrestling Federation here, which is WAF affiliated. So I
Yeah,
can't be banned and help referee and organize events or run events or help out in any way I can here. So I'm a bit. It's a bit of a dilemma for me. So, but on the other hand, I have these international opportunities, so it's with Knuckles Up. So yeah, and plus I'd like to go out of my own way and compete like in Japan, like I did.
Yeah. I feel like you would never have a concern coming to Japan. The community here is always opening, welcoming.
Absolutely, yeah.
Definitely, it's just it. I agree. It kind of turns me off with the whole way the politics run. People getting banned for referees getting banned from refereeing.
It makes zero sense to me.
Yeah.
It makes zero sense. Like, why do that? They literally just want to own a monopoly.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Aaron jumps in, says he's like it's a bummer. It's totally annoying how it is, but it makes sense. Your response makes sense.
Yeah, but like, look, I go to like Arizona State as an example, and like who do we have? We have Raymond's Antonovich.
Yeah,
like from Latvia in my weight class. We had Arsen Kachatren. I can't say his last name properly, but he also competed in the round robin. But he was in the class as well. Those two are world level guys, and not to mention there was like some US guys, up and comers as well, like Cody Smith. Insane. He should be given a match at some point at Knuckles Up, I believe, because he can hook as high as I can.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's nuts.
There's a couple people I feel like we're just waiting for that, call up, man. Like there's a list I feel like they have now. I feel like they're sticking to it, where it's like you're getting these known faces, and then you're getting these unknowns, and they're coming from the U.S. I'm waiting for another a couple guys from Australia as well. One of them you turned me on to, and
yeah, we've got fucking murderers in Australia. We got absolute killers in Australia. Like that 176ers, I would slot them anywhere. Like I would say we just had our nationals. So I would say the top 4 in the 176 pound or the 80 kilo class, you put them in America, they would be within the top 6 to 8 easily. Like this is, I would bet money on it, and it's a safe bet. Our 200 pound guys, we have some really good 200 pound guys. And then obviously our heavyweights, we need to work on our heavyweights a little bit more, but like, I'm going off nationals, but we also like I said, we have Reek, we have Reek Borneman, who's probably our star heavyweight. Adair, who's sitting at 100 fucking kilos at the moment, ridiculous, which is ridiculous. Myself at 100, Ryan's gone down to 85. Well, I mean 90 to 85. It's like we just need to work on our heavyweights. We need to create like a nice big pool of heavyweights.
So you got a
dedicated heavyweights.
Rickard, right?
Which I'm forgetting. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. Our heavyweights. We also have my training partner, Lachlan Carpenter. Now that guy is ridiculous. Like we're neck and neck.
I've seen footage.
He's fucking yoked. It's ridiculous.
So he's got a match as well on the Knuckles Up card, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be taking on Don Underwood, Mr. Hollywood. I will say that Don is older now, and but that's still a massive amount of experience coming to the table. And setup and everything.
It is. Yes.
How do you think that match will go? Knowing the referees they're going to be working with, knowing how, because you've got experience with how they're going to go with the setup, and you have an idea of how Don's going to kind of really come in, fight for that setup all day long. Do you think that Reichard may be strong, but do you think that he's got that level of knowledge yet to be able to play that game On the
That's a great question. I think he's definitely going to feel nervous stepping out on that stage for the very first time. It's like you can't just not feel nervous. There's no way. It's literally all eyes are on you. He's also built up this insane like following and like fucking like myth, like
legend.
like this legend. He's got a lot riding on his shoulders, so he will feel the heat a little bit.
Hmm.
But I saw this morning that Don Underwood pulled a guy by the name of Daniel Price from Florida. I think Daniel won. I've arm wrestled Daniel Price, and I know he's gotten better, but I have no idea how Don would lose to Daniel. Like I would never picture it in 1,000 years, but it happened this morning. Well, from what I've seen, so my money's on Reekid, like strength wise. Like I don't think the setup's going to matter. Like he could be as nervous, he could fuck up the setup. The only thing I'm worried about is he gets fouled out. Because I've arm wrestled Reekid under WAF, strict WAF at our nationals just last year in November.
Yep.
And he wants too much in the setup at that point in time. He just wanted way too much in the setup and he wasn't getting it, so he was getting frustrated. So, but that's if he can learn to just control himself and just calm down, he would win easily, in my opinion.
So, Aaron here again. It would be cool for the Aussies to hold another big tournament, like over the top two. Attract more international poolers to come out. Plan it like a year out to give lots of planning time.
Yeah, I believe there will be an over the top at some stage. So once we get something like some sort of framework organized, then we can work out dates. And also funding is a big part of that because that was a huge event we held in, when was it, like 2022? Yeah. Yeah, that was insane. We'd love to do it again. Like speaking to all like our president and our like GS, our general secretary, like that they want to put something like that together again. So it
might be something worth me traveling down to Australia for.
No, yeah. We had Georgi Svetskov. He was going to come.
Yeah,
he was showed interest in that as well. But I can't remember what happened, but something came up. But like, come on, man, like that's insane. Georgie, some Bulgarians.
Yeah, I'm selling my wife on a vacation.
Yeah, why not?
So what do you think about
beautiful
this comment? Reichert is the new Danny Tesh.
I mean, like the myth and the legend. Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's almost equivalent.
So I've had you here for an hour. Thank you so much, Mario, for coming on the channel.
That's so good, bro.
Always a joy to speak to you. I feel like we have a similar passion for the sport of arm wrestling.
Yeah.
Definitely that whole inside, just leaving it on the table. Sometimes it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's just like putting it all out there.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see you see your match with Ron Bath. There's several other matches. I don't think we got a hard answer though about like what match you're most looking forward to, because you just listed like half the matches on the card.
I know. I look forward to all the matches. That's as cringy and cheesy as it sounds. It's like, nah, dude. Like I love arm wrestling. I love watching arm wrestling. I love watching arm wrestling.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't give you a favorite. No, but like each of them have their own specific like challenges and like attractions to the matches.
Yep.
So I'm keen to see it all. Really.
Oh yeah. So there it is one more time for those if you guys didn't see it before. Don't miss Mario. Knuckles Up 5, January 25th. The card is going to be sick. I'm half betting that you're going to be up there, either you're going to be the one before the main event, or you're going to be the main event.
Nah.
He's got to change Mario's name from Super Mario to Main Event Mario.
Oh yeah. All right. That rolls off the tongue well, so I'll go with that.
Man, I'm telling you. I'm gonna pitch it. I'll be like,
Yeah.
main event Mario Tambakis, right? You know, I'm gonna throw it out there to. I'm gonna reach out to Jake and be like, Jake, it's main event
Let's do
Mario
a poll,
now.
bro. Do a poll.
Yeah, we'll do a poll, main event Mario, right?
Oh my god.
January 25th, Knuckles Up 5. Do not miss out. Watch it. I'll be watching it. I'll be up all night probably trying to watch this thing, you know. There's going to be some great matches. Mario's going to be there. Jason's going to be on it. Riker is going to be taking on Don. Sarah Bachman. It is a great card.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mario, for coming on the channel.
Dude, thank you for having me, bro. Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys all for coming. And I will catch you guys next time. Next week, I should have another one. I'm trying to line it up still. Trying to get Nick Stone on the channel. See what his thoughts are on taking down Toshiyuki. But you guys, as always,